It's finna be a mass grave site up in these prisons.
This is the dormitory. We stupid crowded, we super crowded. Now, as you see, the folk walking down the aisle, and they got to turn it. See, that aisle is too small. It is way, way too small. These are the beds. They right beside each other, and this is the space. Stretch your arms out again. That's how close we are. See, these are the people that they should be letting go. What in the world can this man do?
The sinks are very outdated. We cannot wash our hands simultaneously at the same time, you know. My thing to the outside world is help. Help. Help for the overcrowding, help for sanitary purposes, help for a release mechanism. We need to release some of these people. We need help.
The scenes you saw were from just one single prison in the United States of America.
Alright, y'all see what's going on, right? Go ahead and make another little video for y'all. A cell tour part 3. Since I'm in a whole nother different type of cell.
These conditions are inhumane.
Photos obtained by the New York Post last fall show detainees jammed in the intake area. Lozano says he spent weeks living like this.
Feces all over the wall, unoperable restrooms, toilets would not flush, the sinks would not work. It was disgusting.
Prison is supposed to serve a purpose. This does the opposite. And unfortunately, because of these conditions, many die.
We end today's show in Atlanta with an update from the Fulton County Jail, where Donald Trump and his 18 co-defendants face RICO charges were recently processed. The jail was in the spotlight before Trump arrived, after it came under federal investigation for the death of LaShawn Thompson, who was allegedly eaten alive by insects and bed bugs while living in filth, imprisoned in his cell. His family reached a $4 million settlement with Fulton County last month. Now another man has died in Fulton County custody, the 10th this year. 24-year-old Chandre Delmore was found unresponsive in his cell August 31st after spending 5 months in the Fulton County Jail. Preliminary findings show the otherwise healthy Delmore died Sunday of cardiac arrest. He was given a compassionate release bond the day after he was taken to the hospital. His family said by the time they were told Delmore was intensive care, there was no brain activity.
We see these conditions because of the inmates who are risking retribution. They are risking punishment, yet sending it out into the world, to the masses. So we see the squalor that they are living in, and so we speak up for them.
I didn't want to make this public, man, but our criminal justice system isn't right. And it's something that I need to probably be a little more vocal about, because what he's going through is not right.
Houston Texans quarterback CJ Stroud spoke of his father, Coleridge Stroud III, who is currently serving time.
I'm praying for the situation. I know reform and the people with reform are helping me a little bit, but I think just letting it be known, man, like, it's not just my dad's situation, but the whole criminal justice system is corrupt. I've been watching videos in Mississippi. Some of the prisons they have rats and roaches and things like that. And don't get me wrong, like criminals, they should do their time and everything should be like that. But they're still humans. You know what I mean?
Exactly, they are. But our prison system doesn't treat them as such.
Mass incarceration started in the 1970s with Richard Nixon's thinly veiled racist agenda known as the War on Drugs. Then Ronald Reagan took things a step further with his tough-on-crime policies. When he started his first term in 1981, the total prison population was a little more than 329,000 people. When he was heading out the door in 1989, it had nearly doubled to more than 627,000. Bill Clinton added fuel to the fire with his 1994 crime bill, which led to higher rates of incarceration and longer prison sentences. Marginalized communities felt the brunt of tough-on-crime policies then, and are still feeling it today. People of color make up a disproportionate amount of those incarcerated in comparison to the general population. For instance, in 2017, black people made up around 12% of US residents, but accounted for about 33% of the US prison population. Comparatively, white people made up 64% of the population, but only 30% of those in prison.
We have covered the corruption in the United States prison system. We have covered how the 13th Amendment really helped not abolish slavery, which is a must-watch documentary on Netflix. Slave prison labor. Many companies benefit from it. Google those companies. And the unjustified death because of these atrocious conditions. No one should die because of bed bugs. No one's health should decline because of the cell that they are living in. But the United States greatly benefits from it. CJ Stroud's father, seen here, remains incarcerated after receiving 38 years to life in 2016 after pleading guilty to charges of carjacking, kidnapping, and robbery in a drug-related incident, meaning he's been locked up since Stroud was in middle school, and he's currently serving time at Folsom State Prison near Sacramento. I understand there are many in this country who are bloodthirsty, to be honest with you. These are still human beings, and they should be treated as such. Of the more than 1.5 million people incarcerated in American prisons in 2019, more than 95% will be released back into the community at some point, at a rate of around 600,000 people a year. Given those numbers, we should ensure that those in our prisons come home better off, not worse, for their sake and also society's sake. A long-term study of recidivism rates of people released from state prisons from 2005 to 2014 found that 68% were arrested within 3 years and 83% were arrested within 9 years following their release. Evidence confirms the great irony of our American criminal justice system. The longer someone spends in corrections, the less likely they are to stay out of jail or prison after their release. The data tells us that people are spending more time in prisons, and the longest prison terms just keep getting longer, and thus our system of mass incarceration all but assures high rates of recidivism. One of the best examples I can give is when we learned of the arrest of musician, entrepreneur A$AP Rocky, and the conditions that he was in when he was arrested and put in a Swedish penitentiary. Business Insider, citing Billboard.com, showed the details. A room that was cleaned every day, a television, access to the radio, books, a desk in the room, and more. Niels Ohlberg, Director General of Sweden's Prison and Probation Service, told The Guardian, "Our role is not to punish. The punishment is the prison sentence. They have been deprived of their freedom. The punishment is that they are with us." Yet it seems like here in the United States, the richest country in the world, we just have it backwards.